Hello, and welcome back to Cultivating Courage with your host, Jelisa Dallas, where I help individuals and organizations break barriers to their success, bolster their belief for greater confidence, and build brave, courageous behaviors to optimize their life. Welcome to those who don't know me. Again, Jelisa Dallas here, and I am glad that you are here. I'm going to be sharing something that I think we all need to work towards now that we're in the middle of 2025. I don't know about you, but boy, has it been long and short, both at the same time. But if you want to learn more about how to maximize this mid-year moment, then stay tuned. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone you know. I know that it's going to be impactful because I want to tell you about something that I choose to do pretty much twice a year that I am certain will help you as you navigate the remaining of 2025. So as I mentioned, this mid-year moment can be pretty weighty because as I reflect on what I set in motion at the onset of the year, there are some things that I'm still constructing and building around in order to accomplish. And then there are some things that I believe have been successful. One, for example, is building this community on YouTube, which I am truly grateful for and thankful for you who have subscribed. If you have yet to do so, go right ahead. I'll give you a moment to do that. And thank you in advance. Also, I have been desiring and have been able to accomplish that desire of building my newsletter subscription list as well. So on a weekly basis, if you have not joined our newsletter, I send out similar content, but more in written form of the things that we talk about via YouTube. And so it's a bit more strategic, it's a bit more content driven, and more strategies and steps that navigate that communication platform. And then I elaborate on it a little bit more in these videos. So at the end of the day, I am grateful that I have built and am continuing to build these spaces. And I appreciate you all for helping me to accomplish the goal that I set early in 2025. Now, granted, we want to exceed our goal. If I'm being fully transparent, I would have loved to have been at 300 subscribers for YouTube, but we're working on it. We started really small back at the end of 2024 when I did the 25 days of soul work where I posted literally daily from December 1st to December 25th. And we boosted that up to about 40. And so now we're at just shy of 75 subscribers. So I would love if you all would, again, share this, tell others about what we're doing here at Go Brave, and how we are helping individuals and organizations cultivate courage. So since you know my goals and what I was looking to accomplish and have fulfilled, and I'm still building some things on the back end, I wanted to invite you to do something that I do pretty much twice a year. And it's at this time that I reflect on what I had established early on and how I can bring that into reality, how I can re-envision or reset or reboost or gain some momentum around what I had established early in 2025 so that I can mark this moment as, okay, this is the shift to get into grind mode, for lack of better words, for the remaining of the year. And so one way that I do that is by way of a self-inventory. What I have realized is that we are our greatest asset, our values, our gifts, our talents, but sometimes it gets clouded with everything else going on. As we know, there's a lot going on in this country, politically, socially, educationally. There's so much going on. And so we can get clouded with what we started working on. And now that it's the mid-year, it's like, man, I can't ever remember, or darn, I don't think I even made as much progress as I would have liked. Well, it's time to revisit that, but also we want a fresh perspective when looking at that. So I often do and advise a self-inventory. And so I want to share with you something that we offer at Go Brave is that we do have a self-inventory guide, and it's called Elevate Your Confidence, and essentially a transformative guide for your self-inventory journey. And so I just want you to imagine you trusting yourself a little bit more, you having a better understanding of your values, again, your gifts, your talents, what you truly contribute to the world, and how a self-inventory can help you to boost that. And so this guide has great benefits that I want to read them off for you and kind of explain what is entailed and what you'll get as a result of securing this guide. Again, you can find all the details at www.gobraveloc.com. And if you go there, it's on the homepage. Just scroll down a little bit and you can see that product right there on the front page. So I want to talk to you about the benefits of a self-inventory, one of which is probably obvious based on the title, is increased confidence. Now, if you know me and have been following me for a little while, confidence is really the byproduct of courage. Courage involves us taking risks as well as building our values. So when I'm talking about confidence, I'm talking about a skill that can be learned, a practice that can be built along with courage. And so you can't really have one without the other, I would say. Others could potentially say something different, but a lot of that has to do with your mindset and who you believe that you are and how that attributes to what you put out into the world. Another benefit is better decision making. I often talk about, and I use specifically Go Brave as a framework of values that I implement in order to make good decisions. So if you've ever had challenges with making decisions, a self-inventory can help you to outline your values so that you can be better at making decisions. Stronger relationships, because when you know who and whose you are, there are certain things that you won't entertain, certain things that you won't settle for. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be self-absorbed in this process or selfish or, just all in yourself. Again, this is self-discovery, but to the extent that you are getting to know who you are better so that you can contribute more to your community, you can contribute more to your family, you can contribute more to your relationships. Another thing that a self-inventory does as far as its benefits is that it reduces anxiety and stress. When we elevate our confidence, we're more secure in who we are. And granted, for those who are believers, our security, again, our confidence, our trust, it comes from God. But we have to know Him to know us best. And so it helps us to reduce the stress and anxiety that uncertainty and the ways of this world are contributing to our lives. And so when we have more confidence in the one who created confidence, then we're better for it. And so another thing, proactivity. When it comes to having a self-inventory, you have a better idea of what is your priority and what is not. And then greater self-awareness. I often talk about self-awareness as it is the first component and the foundation to emotional intelligence. If we want to do life better with people, we have to be more self-aware. Again, I'm not talking about being self-absorbed, self-centered, or anything like that, but it's just having a greater awareness of how we show up in the world. Not only does that benefit us, but it also benefits those whom we serve and the ways in which we can better please God. Just to give you an idea of what this guide will help you to do, it will help you understand your values, your goals, strengths, and areas for improvement. Because I believe without this clarity, just the opposite will happen from those benefits that I've just listed. For example, we'll diminish our self-esteem, we'll have poor judgment, we'll be fragile with our relationships, we'll have heightened anxiety and stress, passivity, and limited self-awareness. I don't think anybody wants that, but that's what happens when we don't have a better understanding of who we are, and what we're doing and how we are contributing what we're doing. So how does this work, this whole self-inventory? So it's going to encourage you to reflect on your experiences, to set achievable goals, learn from your mistakes, and practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is a real thing. It's you essentially coming home to yourself, building that trust in yourself to actually build consistency and discipline for you to ultimately create a lifestyle that's going to benefit you. Again, elevating that confidence that you desire. So this inventory actually includes an exclusive mini training. In this training includes the top 3 life-changing self-inventory outcomes. That includes 5 key areas to amplify each of those outcomes. Also, you will get the comprehensive self-inventory questionnaire. There is 12 in-depth themes with 4 exploratory questions each, meaning there's over 48 questions that you'll be able to dive into to build out the self-inventory and from it, elevate your confidence. And then I also want to offer you, as a result, a follow-up strategy call for those who actually complete in its fullness and email me your completed inventory. I will schedule with you a strategy call to kind of talk through what you've been able to discover so that you can pinpoint your next steps. And then what you get at the end of this inventory is actually a Conquer Imposter Syndrome guide, which will empower you with strategies to overcome self-doubt and thrive. So because confidence doesn't just show up, it's cultivated through courage. And so I want you to take this courageous opportunity to go ahead and invest in yourself and secure the Elevate Your Confidence self-inventory to transform your life, especially as we are entering and within this mid-year moment. Go ahead and do yourself a favor and secure that. And then I would love to connect with you. As I mentioned, I am willing to set up a strategy call, about a 30-minute call to kind of talk through what it is that you have discovered and pinpointing your next steps. And then I want you to stay tuned for next week because there is another opportunity that I think that this inventory, us exploring together, will help you to thrive, not just in 2025, but into years to come. So stay tuned. Be sure to click your notifications to be reminded of when our videos come up, which are at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, let your soul work be your best work to a better you. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone you know. Thankful that you're here. Have a great one.